Okay, so for this module, let's have extraction. Extraction involves in here two types, liquid-liquid extraction and solid-liquid extraction. So what is extraction? Basically, it's a unit operation that involves the transfer of a solute from one solvent to another, especially in liquid-liquid extraction. It's also known as the solvent extraction or partitioning. These pictures on the right that you can see are basically some sample equipment used in extraction. The separation is based on the relative solubilities in the two solvents. Usually, the water, which is polar, and an organic solvent, which is nonpolar. So what happens is that it transfers from one solvent to another. The two solvents are preferably immiscible or partially miscible with each other so that it could really transfer to the other one. So I have here some photos. So here, as you can see, before extraction, what happens is that this is the organic compound, the lower layer in aqueous in an aqueous layer, and then this is the solvent layer. So this is a separatory flask or separatory funnel. And then what happens is that you shake this vigorously, and then you keep on releasing the pressure at the funnel end, the open end. So when you release the pressure, of course, it should be upside down so that the contents won't spill. And then what happens is that after releasing the pressure, close the stopcock and then shake it again so that the organic compound that is dissolved in the aqueous layer will come in contact with the solvent layer. And look at the photo on the right. After extraction, the organic compound went up to the solvent layer. And it's important that this is the case. Why? Because this one, the lower layer, once you release this, what will be left in here will be the one that is desired. Typically, the one that's left on top is the desired mixture. And after this, of course, we get the upper layer, and then if it's an organic compound in the solvent, we can basically just, you know, evaporate or heat that to remove the solvent. And you already have the organic compounds. So here, let's go to the steps. A typical extraction involves a mixture F in the desired component called the solute. So basically the solute are the organic compounds mixed with the less desired component called the diluent. The solvent S, immiscible to this mixture called the separating agent or the extracting solvent, is added to the solution F containing the desired component. As I said, the mixture F and the solvent S may either be completely immiscible or partially miscible. The solute C is partitioned or distributed between these two immiscible phases, and then that's why you have to keep on shaking. You have to take note that the organic compound has to be soluble in both. So the solute C, yeah, okay. One phase is rich in solvent, as is called the extract phase. So typically, this is it will go there. And the other rich in diluent is called the raffinate. So take note in distillation, typically you have the feed, and then the tops are the distillate, and then the bottoms And then sometimes you might have a side stream. In this case, you have an extract, you have a raffinate. So this is the sample process flow diagram. You have the feed. After that, the solvent or the separating agent, you have the extractor. And then after shaking, you will separate that as an extract and a raffinate. So what does this mean? For example, you have solute C. The mass fraction of the solute C in F and the mass fraction of the diluent in F, and then added that here, what happens is that in the extract, you will have the mass fraction of solute in the extract, diluent in the extract, and some solvent in the extract. Because, in extraction, there might still be some diluent, not necessarily all, not perfect. And then in the raffinate, you also have the solute, the diluent, and some solvent. So the balances, of course, will be F plus S is equal to R plus E, as you can see here. Therefore, if I ask you to do a solute balance, the X of C in F times F, and then there's no solute in the solvent, that's why you won't see it here. And then X of C in E times E, X of C in R times R. Diluent balance also. If you want solvent balance, it's okay. What you'll notice is that there won't be any solvent in F, and it's pure solvent S. That's why solvent, if there is, yeah, typically there's no solvent in F. So this one will cancel out. But in the event there is a bit of solvent already, you can use this. So these are the phases. The feed contains the A plus B. So in our case, it's the diluent and the solute. After that, you add some solvent and then shake it. And then that's why in here you'll notice there might still be some solute that is not transferred. It's not, it's not perfect transfer, but at least most of or almost all of the solute is transferred to the extract, and then you remove the undesired phase, the bottom phase. Now let's go to solid liquid extraction, the second. Solid liquid extraction is otherwise known as leaching. It's a process in which a desired solid component C in a solvent is separated from a solid material F using a solvent. So just like this one, look at this. That's an example of a tea bag where it is, in a solid matrix. What happens is that the green tea leaf is a substance, once you know, add, sometimes you put the tea bag in the pot, or sometimes you just put that in the cup and then you add water. The water, hot water, is the solvent. So you steep it in hot water, and then you remove some of the desired substance, which is of course, the tea itself. So the desired solid component is soluble in the solvent, thereby producing a solution containing this component called the extract. So you basically extract it. It leaches out of the bag. Extraction is usually carried out at elevated temperatures to increase the solubility of the component in the solvent. Of course, higher temperatures, the the solubility is increased. The residue or raffinate in this case, contains other inert or insoluble components with some solvent and some small amount of unextracted solute. So, what is in this case, in the tea bags, what is the residue? The residue is the leaf itself without the extracts anymore, or very, very minimal extract. You know how sometimes no matter how you steep the tea leaves in hot water, you'll notice that there won't be any color anymore. That means it has very, very small amount of extract already. Also, like you can see in here, for example, in any solid object, just like this leaf, and then there are molecules on the leaf that are attached to it. And then you place that in water, it dissolves or it extracts. The liquid extracts some of the desired solute from the leaf, or thereby leaching those. And after that, what will be left, or the raffinate residue, will just be the leaf. In your solvent, you'll notice that there's the extract. So just like in your liquid extraction, you have feed and solvent or separating agent. You have the extract, and the raffinate in this case, again, is the residue. And then we won't go to the balances anymore. It's basically the same. It's F plus S is R plus E. And then the solid balance is the same for this. However, you'll notice that, for example, just like the in the tea leaf, the leaves themselves are do not get involved, but they're just the carriers of the extract. So that's what you call an insoluble or inert component. And you can balance that. So the inert component in the feed times the feed is the inert component in the raffinate times the raffinate. You'll notice that the inert is found in F and R here. It's not found in the extract because the tea leaves in here that contains the extract, after you steep it in the water, the tea leaves are still left in the bag. Just like this one, the leaf itself is still a leaf. So it's found in the residue only. Therefore, the insoluble or inert component is what you call the tie, or the key component. And of course, you can do the solvent balance.